So look at the Alien Gear Cloak Tuck 2.0 neoprene lined holster from Alien Gear. You can see I'm wearing it pretty well. What I don't like is how high this rides. This is the deepest setting you can have it adjusted to, and I'm not a fan of the forward cant. I could get over that, but you can see how much it sticks out past my body here because of I could rotate it back, but then you don't have it at a comfortable position because of how far this sits back. That would be right on this belt loop. The space from the pistol to these two spots is way too large for this size of caliber. If this were a full-size pistol, I could understand. This is a compact, it can be a slimmer system brought in further, and I can't adjust it down. And the other thing is, what's that? My trigger. That should be completely closed or closer to it. To see that much protruding, I don't like the retention on this from the factory. You can put smaller spacers in there. It will hold it nicely, but I prefer a little bit more retention than that. Just there's not enough grasp on the trigger guard area down beneath. There's not enough pressure to really hang on to it without squeezing the pistol to death. So you can get a full grip on your pistol when it's drawn, and I will say the sweat guard for this particular pistol is spot on, but I know some have complained that's too excessive. Get an idea that there it does cover up a good amount of the slide. So removal is pretty simple with the snaps. And here we can take a look, see how much is exposed in the back. This, in my opinion, should be exposed right up, or covered right up to here, because that definitely protrudes and you feel that. But look how much trigger guard is being exposed. You can clearly see the trigger in there, and I'm not a fan of that. What else? These rotate heavily. Both pivot here and here, even with Loctite. That would help, but it's still not the greatest. And we back up a little bit. Just spin it around here. What do you notice? These portions should be flipped. They should be on the top half of the holster, in line with where your belt should be, not hidden all the way down here at the bottom. So I have it adjusted all the way up and I still can't lower the pistol. It should be another 2 inches higher. So you can adjust the cant with these, but if you're maxed all the way out, this would need to be all the way up here just to get the desired position of where I want to hold this holster. Now you can see extremely flush mounting, and the neoprene is a nice spongy material. It's not going to be uncomfortable. If you have the slide release on some holsters will dig in here. It's not a problem. I don't feel it through the backing, so it does do a nice job there, but that's about where it stops. You will sweat on the neoprene. It won't go through to the pistol, but it will be uncomfortable. And you'll see there's not much curve. After a month, that's all it has curved. It should be a lot greater, and that's due to this hard plastic is not curved. It is simply a flat panel, so that entire panel has to curve up against your body, but instead it curves right outside here. So this will ruin your jeans in a matter of months on either side. It's already started to do that on mine. So you can see that's where the flex occurs. So it's pretty flexible, so it doesn't support it greatly. So what will happen is this section, you can see how it's curved, right here greatly digs into my side because it can't really contour with this much plastic sticking that far away from the pistol. If this were curved, that'd be a different story. But because it's one big flat plane, your body is not flat, it is curved. And therefore I have to give this a pass. On construction and durability for the cost that it is, but a fail on function and design. I don't like the exposed trigger guard. It is effective at preventing your trigger from getting in there, but if I have a toggle for my jacket, it can clearly get in front of there and wrap around and pull and fire when I take my jacket off. Now that's a concern of my selection of jackets. However, most jackets these days do have those draw cords, and I'm not going to be able to get over that. I do like the logo. It is sweet, but you can see it's starting to wear a little bit. 1 month in, that probably won't be there in a few months, and you'll forget what kind of holster this was, so you can avoid getting it the next time. Has it worked for me? Yes. Will it work for you? Yes. Do I want to buy another one? Absolutely not. I'll send it back. This video will post as long as I take it back under their 1 month guarantee. And if it doesn't, you won't be hearing about this. Take care. Here's the outside of the waistband I got with the combo pack. You can tell it does definitely protrude here, especially on the back part. And here's why. Look at the leverage it has against my belt. And 2/3 of the pistol weight's above the belt line. All I have is a little bit of muzzle, and that's it. So there's too much leverage on this design. It should be mounted a little bit lower. Retention's okay, and I'll show you that in a second. When you're wearing it, there's not much pressure. These mounts are all bent. You can't replace them because those screws have bent in their thing in the slots because of the leverage this hard case has against a soft leather that's malleable. And this thing wants to flex even though this hard plastic doesn't, so you end up with those pieces bending. I don't like that design. I think it's ineffective, and I'm also sending this one back. It too, you can tell the belt line is right here. That's too much pistol to have above, to have all that leverage just pulling away at your body. And now it's nice to have access to it, but there's just too much. And this belt's on here tight. One more thing to notice, same thing with trigger, because it is the same mold. You have too much trigger exposed. You can get a nice grip on it, a lot of space here, but in this case it's too much. The other thing is you can't adjust these at all. They are fixed, and trying taking this on and off this belt's almost impossible. Look how much bulge we have trying to mount that one little strap through there.